Okay, so let's start. Hello everyone again. Today, me, Malika Jarohambetova, and Aliya Kaptenova, we are going to present you our new topic called corpus linguistics. Here's the outline that we are going to cover today. And so let's start. We are talking about corpus linguistic, therefore it's very important firstly to consider and understand what the word corpus mean and what is it. So who wants to answer this question?
May I answer?
Yeah, of course.
I think corpus is from the word corpora, and it means like a sample.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Who wants to answer else? Maybe other answer will be the...
So corpus is a Latin word for body, as everyone writes in the chat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a collection of written texts that allow us to,
Yeah, so you both are right. So corpus, I'm sorry, my computer is not working. Why I cannot use it properly? I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. So yeah, you're right. Corpus is from Latin word meaning body, and in our case, it will be in corpus linguistic. It will be the body of the text that we are going to analyze. So here's the other question. So what is corpus linguistic then?
Can I answer?
Yeah, of course.
Corpus linguistics means it is another study of language which integrates large collections of real-life language, which is stored already in our corpora databases.
Yeah, you're right. So it is a large collection of electronically stored texts, and we can analyze them by using computer software. You're right. So the next question will be, is corpus linguistic a branch of linguistic like semantics, phonetics?
May I answer?
Yeah.
So the general knowledge is that yes, it's a branch of linguistics, but there are some people like McEnemy, who think, he thinks that it's more of a methodology in linguistics rather than a separate branch that can be used to analyze various other branches.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So McEnemy and Wilson was telling that corpus linguistic is rather a methodology, a method of analyzing language rather than a branch of it, such as grammar, phonetics, and so on. Thank you very much for your answer. So we're moving on. Aliya.
Moving on to the topic of theoretical concepts, my question is, how do you think, what are the advantages of the corpus linguistics approach?
May I answer?
Yes.
So, as it was said, corpus linguistics use like computer software and computer technologies, which is why it gives more accurate data about some patterns in linguistics, patterns of using language, which is why it gives an opportunity for linguists to make proper hypothesis and analyze it better.
Okay, anyone else?
I think corpus linguistics deals more with the natural context. So it usually takes several texts, and makes conclusions upon their comparison between the texts, and it cannot be the best methodology. It cannot be the best method, but it can be best in following special aims, and in this case it can be to select specific dialogues, or comparing different texts in the same language, for example, or selecting the linguistic codes, for example.
Can I add too?
Yes.
So I think the major advantage of corpus linguistics is the fact that it saves time and energy, right? So because you have all the text electronically, and it's really if you are seeking to observe a certain linguistic phenomenon in a language, then and if you have to look at different texts, right, a lot of text, it's really not impossible. It's really impossible if you do it manually. Therefore, the computer software does really aid you in the sense that you can just instruct it, right? So as we've read in the chapter, what to look for exactly. So the software does it for you, and it lists all those patterns just in front of your eyes, and just saves time and energy. That's the main advantage. And regarding the first question, is it a branch or methodology? And I just want to add to this question too. I think it's a methodology, definitely, because it's a method through which we as a method which we analyze text and observe these patterns and to do some other research, right? But it's also a branch of linguistics, because there is a dedicated area, a space, I think, where scholars get together and think about how to develop corpus itself, right? So it could be considered branch. It could be considered a branch of linguistics because there are methods of developing the corpus itself, right? It involves programming. So yeah, so it deals with computer science. So I think we could consider both a branch and methodology.
Yeah, thank you for your answer.
And may I also add something?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Also, I think that this this field or this methodology, it also makes linguistics more of a science. And we saw that in Hinduist tradition at the very beginning of history, and when Bloomfield, he also was fighting for grammar and linguistics to be more of a science rather than humanity. Corpus linguistics really proves that, how it uses methodology and like how it qualitatively defines linguistics rather than just not quantitatively defines linguistics.
I mean, yeah, there are even discipline, there are even subjects taught at universities that teach how to do corpus. It teaches you, I think it's called computational linguistics. Well, it doesn't really deal with corpus only, but I think there are schools, well, not schools, but separate subjects that teach you to do corpus. So I think we could consider a branch, right?
Okay, so moving on to the topic of theoretical concepts, corpus linguistics is firmly rooted in empirical inductive forms of analysis, relying on real-world instances of language use in order to derive rules or explore trends about the way in which people actually produce language. So the advantages are as follows. First of all, corpus analysis enables to confirm or refute hypotheses about language use, and it also allows them to raise new questions and theories about language that otherwise would not have been possible. And the other advantage is that it can enable researchers to quantify linguistic patterns, providing more solid conclusions to be reached. For example, rather than making a claim such as men swear more than women, a corpus analysis would not only allow us to support or reject this hypothesis, but also show proportionally how often men swear more than women, the range of swear words that they use along with their relative frequencies, and as well as affording evidence regarding differences and similarities of particular contexts. And finally, one aspect of corpus linguistics research that has come to light is that patterns are rarely absolute, but are instead based on gradients. So corpus analysis allows researchers to find evidence of rare or unusual cases of language, as well as shedding light on very frequent phenomena. Next slide.
It's not working sometimes.
My next question is, how do you distinguish between corpus-driven and corpus-based approaches?
Could I answer, please?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start, yeah, if you don't mind. So,
So
as I remember,
corpus-driven.
oh, okay, you can start. Yeah, I'll write it in the chat then.
Okay, thank you. So corpus-driven linguistics is more to tend to use the corpus in an inductive way. So in order to form hypotheses, not looking at already existing frameworks. But on the other hand, corpus-based linguistics are using corpus in order to test or refine that already existing frameworks and sources from outside world.
Okay, so corpus-driven linguists tend to use a corpus in an inductive way in order to form hypotheses about some language and not making reference to existing linguistic frameworks. And corpus-based linguists tend to use corpora in order to test or refine existing hypotheses, as you already said. Next slide.
So about building a corpora, now we are familiar with a little bit with corpus linguistic, and building a corpora is very important because as a researcher, you cannot just choose whatever text you want. And so my first question therefore will be, how should a corpus normally look like according to McHenry and Wilson? Who wants to answer?
So it must be maximally representative, right? And it must it can't be infinite, right? It should be of a certain size, and it should be machine readable.
Yeah, thank you for your answer. You're absolutely right. It should be maximally representative, meaning that, for example, if you are choosing to analyze corpora of Kazakh language, then you should have to then you have to choose a text that will maximally represent Kazakh language from different sides. Also, of course, it should be machine readable form in electronic form, and regarding the size, it should be a finite size, and it means that you are not allowed to choose whatever size you want. So my next question arises here, which is there a hard rule that would tell you exactly which or what is the appropriate size of corpus should be?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
No, there is no like criteria for size, but there are several other criteria.
Yeah. So there's no hard rule, you mean, right? That will exactly tell you about the size of the corpus, but some criteria that will help you to find out the proper size of corpora. So my next question will be, who remembers what is the first criteria in the text?
It's like when what the texts are available for us, and maybe how much money we will spend on this research.
Yeah, you're right, but it's not the first criteria, but it is one of the criteria, so you're right. But who wants to tell me about the first criteria that was written in the text?
So
By
can
Baker.
I ask?
Yeah.
So it's aspects of the language that we are looking.
Yeah, you're right. So what does it mean that we need to look at aspect of language? It means that before choosing a corpus, you should find out which area of the language you want to work on. So which aspect you want to look at. So which means if you want to study morphology, for example, of a Kazakh language again, then you have to choose a corpora that consisting 500,000 words. So it is appropriate size for analyzing morphology. If you want to analyze lexicography in corpora, then it should consist, less than million words. It shouldn't be more than million words. And for example, if you want to study grammar, then a corpora with million word will be appropriate for you. So the first criteria is to identify the aspect of language that you are going to study. What is the second criteria? Oh, I'm sorry.
May I?
Yeah.
So this, sorry, okay. The second criteria is the type of language in the meaning of how many varieties there are of it. So the bigger the amount of the variety, the bigger the size of the corpora.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, you're right. So, for example, if you're choosing to study like very sophisticated, very varied type of language, then of course your corpus will be larger. For example, the British National Corpus consists of million words in size. But for example, if you're choosing to study like weather forecast text, of course they will be smaller. And so what are the other smaller criteria someone said before?
These are the availability of the texts and also the costs. And so in general, these are the external effects, external factors that affect the investigation itself.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you're absolutely right. Baker is saying that we should have a look at the availability of the text. If it's not available, then how to get it. Maybe we need to have a permission from the author or from the copywriter. Is it free or not? If not, how much does it cost? So we need to cover all these things also. So to sum up, your corpus should be representative, it should be finite, it should be electronic, also a finite size. And regarding the size, you should consider the aspect and the type of the language, and also don't forget about the availability of the text itself. So, and now when you have a corpora, you can annotate it. So maybe someone understand that. So who can answer me this question? Why do we need annotate or tag corpora?
So as okay, so
go.
So why do we need annotating corpora, right? So as I understand, it's because so by annotation we mean using those tags, right? The specific
tags or header.
And so if you use those tags, it's easier for the computer to understand. So right. So and for example, the noun, the definite article of the when like in all lines of the text, if the definite article they is annotated as it should be annotated, then when we want to find all the instances of the use of this article, then the computer can just find it because it's already been tagged, and it's sort of easy for the computer to find it. It's like it identifies that grammatical feature, for example, that we want to be found by the system.
Yeah, thank you, Akil. Maybe someone wants to add something.
To add, we also should tag it to increase accurateness of the work, because the machine cannot.
I'm sorry, I don't hear you well. Can you repeat?
To tag the corpora. I'm speaking well there. Can you not hear me well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I can hear you.
So that will increase. Okay. So that will increase the accurateness of the work. There are cases when machine cannot detect properly based on the grammar, so that in the future we'll be sure that the type of, I don't know, for example, grammatical rules or the types of there or infinite or indefinite pronouns, for example, are used in a proper way so that we can say that our work is accurate. So that's why we need to tag the corpora.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, can I also add?
Yeah.
Maybe
As we say that corpus linguistics based on the machine research, machines do the
machine.
work.
Yeah.
Using machines, yes. So it means that they cannot distinguish or they cannot input the information themselves. So we need to tag, we need annotated corpora so we can make the research easier and add more variety to the corpora, therefore making it possible to the machine make more complex calculations based on
yeah. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
may I say also?
Yeah, of course.
I think tagging also helps to find the words that look identically but mean different things. So or are used in different contexts, or for example maybe of different grammatical category. So we look at them from a first, like from the first side, so they seem identically, but in fact they may mean different things.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Thank you for all your answers. So
Can I also add? Oh, sorry.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sorry for being late. It's just I remember that over the summer I took this one class about artificial intelligence, and they were talking about how they wanted to make AI machine for language, for production of language, and they didn't mention corpus linguistics, but I think when coding that AI, we can also, like, I guess annotating and tagging is very important so that the machine learns what kind of grammatical things, how grammatical structures exist, how they cooperate, so that like it can predict how language is used later and like produce language as people.
Yeah, so you're all right. You're saying the correct things. So yeah, when we annotate a tag corpora, it makes our work more efficient, so more quicker, and so we can focus on more complex calculations on our analysis. So for example, we can annotate header to our corpora by including author, date of publication, genre. So when the corpora has this header, other researchers or maybe you later can find the particular type of text that you need by only typing it to the computer software, so that you will find it more quicker, and again your work will be more effective and efficient. So you may tag by using standard generalized markup language, SGML, and the text looks like codes that are put it in angled brackets. So my next question will be, what do these elements represent in angled brackets? Maybe someone
So
else.
P stands for paragraph, head for headings, and high for highlighted text.
Yeah, you're right. So thank you. So as you can see here in the text, we have those codes, like P is paragraph break, head, where is the head? Here, head is heading, and high is highlighting text. Also, we can code some letters, for example, some accented letters, like in the word Thérèse, I think it's a French name of some writer, and here we have two accented letters, and they can be represented by this code, and you can see it also in the text. So next, also we can tag a part of the speech. So my next question will be, how tagging parts of the speech can be useful? Maybe you will give us some example from text or from your own.
May I?
Yeah, of course.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
so
Oh, okay.
You may start, Mulder. Okay. So the same, so to say, sound form, which will be represented as text in the corpora, may have a different grammatical lexical meanings. So the part of speech tagging helps to understand for both the reader and the AI that will work with the corpora. And for example, we have like usual example with going, which can represent different things due to the grammaticalization. And
Sorry, I can't hear you. Guys, do you hear me?